Hi everyone. A couple of announcements before I start the Divine Feminine reading. Please do not timestamp this because I've had a lot of people asking me these questions and I want to make sure this gets out and then we can get to the cards. I'm not doing it at the end because people usually cut the video off, and again, a lot of people have asked me the same question over and over, so I want to make sure that everybody knows. The Atlanta event, yes, it has been postponed. I was going to do it in October. That has been pushed to November. The reason behind that is because my aunt that was very sick for over a year passed away about a week and a half ago. So I will be going to Florida for her memorial service instead of Atlanta. I'm so sorry to those that were planning on coming. And I was able to refund all of the tickets, and thank you so much for your support with that. And to everybody who's already emailed me and sent me condolences for my aunt, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. There were even a couple that made me all teary-eyed. So you guys, I have like the best subscribers. Thank you. Readings. I am working during this time. Labor Day weekend, I will not be working because first, it's my birthday weekend, and second, it will be the memorial service for my aunt. So I'll be in Florida, but I will be working up until next weekend or next Wednesday, I guess. I'll be working up until next Wednesday, and then again, I will be doing readings again the following, like starting after Labor Day. So you can still order readings. I'm scheduling for the first week in September right now, so that's really not that far away if you think about it. I know that's so weird, like the first week in September already. This includes all readings, email readings, the FaceTime readings, the recorded readings. I do have Twin Flame Soulmate readings available. There's about 14 right now that are available. And those, again, will be scheduled the first week after Labor Day weekend, the first week in September. Thank you so much for understanding and all of your patience. All of the readings that I am doing, that I have right now for email readings and all that, they will get done in the next week and a half. I've just been receiving a lot of emails and questions about time frames and stuff like that. When you're on my website ordering a reading, please, please, please read the description box. Usually there is a time frame on when you can expect the reading because I'm a one-woman show, and for some reason my website is not built very well to add plugins and stuff. I'm working on that. I'm working on building a new website. But in the meantime, please work with me because the autoresponder that you're going to get is going to say that your items will be, or that you'll be emailed when your items are shipped. Obviously, I'm not shipping actual items to you. I'm shipping digital items to you. So please read the description box. If I don't get back to you right away on when you can expect your reading, at least you'll know kind of a time frame. And the reason why I'm saying this is we really need to have a lot of patience right now with everybody because everybody's kind of extra right now, extra emotional, extra purging, extra projections. And let's just not make things harder for everyone, and not even just me. Like I understand when people need to know answers to things. I've tried to make it very easy for everyone to be able to like know when readings will be coming and stuff like that. But also, I'm human, and I am a one-woman show. I don't have people sending emails out, and you can imagine how many emails I get in one day. So I appreciate everybody's patience, understanding time. If I give you a time frame and I'm a couple of days late on that time frame, again, I'm human and I'm working with energy, and energy is very fluctuating. It is not ever going to be the same. It's constantly changing. So again, patience is a very big word, not only with your tarot readers, but just with everybody in your life. Because people are probably projecting a lot of stuff onto you right now as well. And you don't want to play into it. You don't want to play into that negative energy, that negative vibe. I've really been going through a lot of karmic cycles myself. I was actually talking with my best friend yesterday about how there's a lot of karmic cycles I'm healing with my family right now, on both sides, my dad's side and my mom's side. It's very, very interesting how these energies are really allowing me. And I feel like the eclipse has actually started to do that for me too. There are karmic cycles ending and new ones beginning. And it's kind of amazing to watch it play out for, and I mean, healing family bonds, and it's great. It's amazing. So, I mean, even like down to the energy with my brother, and that was always kind of very combative growing up. At one point, we just didn't even talk for several years. So even healing that relationship, it's just, and it was kind of like came out of the blue. I didn't even realize I was manifesting this very awesome karmic ending, cycle ending. So very cool. So, and the energies this week there's not really so much going on this week that's as heavy as what it has been. So I kind of want everybody to take a really deep breath. We have a grand Earth trine coming up on Saturday. And that's very grounding. And it's actually, the sun is moving into Virgo. So people are going to start feeling like they need to clean out their closets, get things together, put their life back together. I mean, seriously, let's be real. Put your lives back together after everything that's happened in the last couple of months. So, yeah, just really be patient with yourself, be patient with everybody else, and kind of take a breather this week. And even into next week, there are a couple things happening next week, which I'll talk about later on this weekend. You guys are going to get like a double dose of me within the next 4 days because I'm kind of late with this reading. But this is the energy spanning for this week. We're just going to call it the week of the 20th. I know I'm late. I get it. I totally understand. But I've needed this time. Let's put it that way. I really needed this time to be able to, if I'm not centered and I'm not doing well, then I cannot produce what I need to for you guys. So I appreciate everybody who's been very, very patient and understanding. The September readings are coming. I promise. I'm going to do my best not to make them late. But I know a lot of people have been asking me about those too. I've been getting a lot of emails lately, like, push, like, get it done, Betsy, come on. And it doesn't really bother me. Some of them kind of bother me because they were a little rude, but I, for the most part, can really brush that off anymore. And it's because I've been able to protect myself from other people's energies. You kind of have to when you're in this. So let's see. Like, how do I want to do this? Let's just look at the healing energies right now. What the Divine Feminine is. Whoa. So I guess that card really wanted to come out. I'm going to get a couple more. What is this card? Ooh, listen. So your heightened intuition, that's the High Priestess. Let's see what else. The week of the 20th. 20th to the 26th. Do one more shuffle. And honestly guys, I haven't even, it was the last day I shuffled cards a couple of days ago. Seriously, I have taken I just took a break for a couple of days. I needed to and spent some time with my family. Okay, so I feel so we have Win or Lose, which is the 5 of Swords, and we have Darkest Fears, which is the 9 of Swords. So I feel like there's something going on in the Divine Feminine's world this week. She kind of feels trapped within her own mind, really fighting. This is kind of that projection energy I was talking about. If people are coming at you and being really combative, try to use your intuition instead of letting it get to you, Because I almost feel with this 5 of Swords in between the High Priestess and it could go either way. right? Like some of us could really be using our intuition and staying, you know, within ourselves and really listening to ourselves. Or some of us could just get into the mindset of just like fighting with yourself, big time. A lot of fighting with yourself. So try not to let the ego get involved this week. I know that's really hard to say, especially if you feel like people are coming at you. But this darkest fears, it's so weird. When it came out, I actually felt a little worried. Like, I'm not sure if there are a lot of divine feminines out there that, like, I'm actually shaking when I'm holding it too. I'm not sure if there are a lot of divine feminines out there that are depressed, are feeling kind of defeated in a way. But I want to say that you're almost out of it. Like you're pulling yourself out of it, or you need to remember to pull yourself out of it and not get caught up in the game. You know, I mean, just remember that the people that are kind of fighting with you are, it's not something that you have to, you know, play into at all. Kind of just let that go if needed. So let's see, divine feminine healing. Yeah, I feel like there are some, and if you are in a really, really dark place and you're feeling very depressed right now, please go talk to somebody. Because for some reason, and I don't know who it is that I'm getting that energy from, but, you know, I mean, if you have to take a break like I did for a couple of days and just kind of let go and pull back and, you know, run away from the world for a couple of days, do that. I don't want you to sit within that. I don't want you to sit within that and feel worse. I knew I was doing that. I was shuffling them upside down. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords and the Emperor and the Seven of Wands. This is a very defensive energy. Somebody, I feel like you, like the divine feminine right now, you need to make a decision, but a lot of it is really just kind of standing up for yourself. And I feel like that's where this darkest fears is coming from. It's like Spirit is telling you, the cards are telling you, it's time to defend yourself. It's time to stand on your own and not be like all of those things that you have to deal with that keep on creeping up behind you. This is almost like karma's coming, or karma's coming back around, or there are things that you need to deal with that you've kind of like put by the wayside. Like, don't be in denial that you still have stuff. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we have this wolf like creeping up behind her and she doesn't even know, you know, she's just kind of standing her ground. And so I really want to say, like, if there are things that you need to deal with that just keep on creeping up and it's the same thing over and over and over again, and it's this karmic cycle that won't end, I feel like you need to become in charge of that this week. Really listen to it, and because I feel like some people have just kind of pushed that to the wayside because they're scared to do something about it. Because they're scared to do something about it. So really standing in your power, the Emperor and the Seven of Wands, I don't want you to be like overly defensive, but standing your ground. I mean, the Emperor is really making me feel like just standing within your power and knowing, like, I keep wanting to say, like, I've got this. I've got this. Like, you don't have to worry about me. I've got this. I feel like some people really need that encouragement to be able to do that. To be able to just say, I've got this. I'm telling you right now that you do have it. You've got this. You can do it. Yeah, okay. So we have Page of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Justice card. So the divine masculine is showing up here as somebody who's very emotional. And I feel like there's kind of this need. The divine feminine could be a little too defensive and kind of like, no, I'm taking charge of this and I'm going with it. And I want to say that the divine masculine, the feeling of the King of Cups for me is somebody who does have a lot of emotions. There's a lot of love there, but not really sure how to show it. And I think that the divine feminine needs to be honest with herself about where this balance is going to take place with the divine masculine. Because the Page of Swords to me makes me feel like there needs to be this honesty. And again, karma is showing up with justice. Because if you look, there's that Wheel of Fortune above her. To me, that's like the karmic cycle. So just recognizing the truth of the situation. Yes, my divine masculine loves me. Where's the balance within this? Because there's been a lot of hard work going on. And I think that the divine feminine right now is just feeling really overburdened about having to carry the load, about, you know, and you don't have to. That's what, and I feel like that's kind of like one of the things that I try to get across to everybody when I do personal readings and stuff is you don't have to carry the load you don't have to carry that energetic load all the time. If you need to, again, let go, release things, disengage, you know, like, yes, we all talk about how you can never fully disconnect from your, you know, soulmate, twin flames, divine energy, or that energy, the divine masculine energy. But you can disengage and you don't have to try so hard. You know, like it's very easy to get lost within thinking that you just have to push and push and push and push and work so incredibly hard all the time. So let's see. Yeah, there's this Knight of, okay, so the Knight of Cups came on the Two of Swords. There's this need to make a decision with the divine feminine. Do I want to keep going around and around and around? Do I want to keep offering, being the one that's like offering the love, or am I done with that? I feel like a decision needs to be made. And part of me feels like that there are just things that keep on popping up behind her or over and over and over again that's kind of synchronistic in a way or karmic in a way where people are showing up to show parts of her that she still needs to be healed and stuff like that. That's what these two cards are making me feel like. You could be getting an offer from the King of Cups this week and not really sure what to do about it. Because the fear is, okay, do I accept that? Or can I believe it? Like, that's how I'm feeling. Can I really believe it? So I feel like trusting your intuition is a big thing. If the divine masculine, whether it's your twin flame or soulmate or divine partner, or whoever it is, or if it's just another soulmate that comes into your life or who's been in your life and wants to offer you something, there's really this need to have to control that offer. And I think a lot of divine feminines are fighting against whether, you know, do I go or do I stay? Do I stay or do I go? So let's see. The Emperor. Because I know some of the messages that I've received from a lot of divine feminines out there, they're just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, and they don't feel like they have control over it. And really, you don't with the Tower on the Emperor. The more you try and control the way that this is going, the more the Tower energy is going to come. And it's going to be very uncomfortable. So I do kind of feel like you can't control what offers come to you. But you don't need to sit there and be like, because there have been some people that have said to me, you know, it feels like cheating. If somebody comes and offers something to me, like if another soulmate comes into your life and offers like, hey, let's go out and do this or go have fun or whatever, the divine feminine's like, well, it feels like cheating. But maybe you're supposed to learn something from that person. Maybe you wrote in your soul contract that this person comes into your life. So try not to control the situation. Because the more you try and control it, the more uncomfortable it's going to feel. And the more you're going to worry. You don't want to be in that darkest fears. I feel, you know, like I feel like we all deserve to be loved. And if you're not feeling loved right now, I urge you, because now is the time that the universe is kind of saying, hey, you deserve to have something offered to you. And I don't want you to go back and forth in your mind about whether you either deserve that or whether you should. So I feel like some of you are kind of defensive, standing on the, you know, defense. And I want you to stand up for yourself, but I don't want you to be super defensive. So the cards that flipped over for the 7 of Wands, I have the Sun and the Page of Cups on the 7 of Wands. So clearly, in order for the Divine Feminine to heal with the Sun's energy, and the Sun is moving into Virgo, so there's that defensive stance, because sometimes Virgos could be very defensive about their hearts. But the Sun's moving into Virgo tomorrow, the 23rd, unless you're on the other side of the world, which is already the 23rd, so happy Virgo season. It's very clear with this that the Divine Feminine wants more. She wants to be satisfied more. She wants to be more fulfilled. That's what the Page of Cups is telling me. If you look at that, they're just begging him for some water. Like, could you just give me a little bit of something there? So it's very clear. And I want to say that if you keep on guarding your heart or guarding yourself a little too much, it's going to be very difficult for that fulfillment to show up. Right? And that's when the Tower energy comes in. The more you try and control this, the more the Tower energy is going to come in. And the more you consistently worry about it, and the more you don't, you know, use your gut feeling and keep motivating yourself to move forward and move forward and move forward. Because when it comes down to it, you already wrote the contract of what's going to happen. So you can try and control the energies as much as you want, but that Tower energy is just going to keep on creeping up behind you. And this Tower energy doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could honestly be another soulmate that shows up into your life and kind of shakes you up, and you're like, oh my God, wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting to feel that. Wasn't expecting to enjoy that. Wasn't expecting to have fun. You know, and then you start to get into your worries like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Because again, this is a very tough journey, and you've already written what's going to happen. So we have the Hierophant on the Page of Swords. And the first thing that came to me when I saw these two cards together, honestly, Divine Feminine, what do you want your traditional relationship to look like? I feel like there needs to be a conversation or an honest truth with yourself. Because the Hierophant talks about the institution of marriage. It talks about higher learning. I feel like it's time, it talks about everything spiritual. It's prosperous. It's, you know, I mean, he's kind of controlling also. Are you letting the Divine Masculine control the way this goes? Are you letting the Divine Masculine control your feelings on how things go? Or are you being brutally honest with yourself and saying, I want to have a traditional relationship that looks different than what I'm in now? Because right now I'm not in a traditional relationship. I'm just waiting for someone. We can't just keep on waiting, right? There's not that. There has to be a line that's drawn. You can't just keep on waiting. So Justice is that karmic cycle over and over and over, you know? But as you rise above and you figure out with the Six of Wands, rise above, figure out. I also am hearing, or what just came to me was, don't think that you're above the karmic cycle. I don't know why that came to me. Like, I don't want people to be like, I don't need help. I can handle this on my own. Why do I want to say that? I feel like somebody really needs to ask for assistance in something, but they're like, no, I can take care of this by myself. Like, no big deal. I got it. Right? So yes, you can be victorious, but I also want you to try to balance out your relationships, balance out the things in your life, balance out the energies in your life. That might be just a specific message for someone. I'm not really sure, but I feel like, and I mean, I know I have a hard time asking for help a lot. Like, I'll just be real with everyone. I have a hard time asking for help a lot. So when I get in the weeds, it's like having to swallow my pride and ask for help for situations. So, and then we have the King of Cups. I want to see if this is the Divine Masculine or if this is just another soulmate, a new person. So I kind of feel like it's a new person that's showing up. It's not. And there's this very innocent. Yeah, I think it's a new person. Because then we have the Seven of Cups and the Divine Feminine's like, I don't know what to do about this. Seven of Cups, confusion. Not really sure what to think about the person. Let's clarify it one more time. Just curious. I'm just curious. Who's the King of Cups? Whoa. Okay. So we have the moon. We do have a full moon in Pisces coming up on the 26th. The 26th? Yeah, I believe that's Saturday. All my days are really messed up right now. And then we have the Hermit. So with the moon and the Seven of Cups, I feel like you don't know this person yet, or it's a new person showing up. But it's also, if this is your Divine Masculine, he has pulled back. Or he has been pulled back for quite some time. And that's really where the rising above needs to happen. Because I think there's some confusion. Or it's like up here, the Sun, clearly the Divine Feminine needs more fulfillment. And down here, there's a lot of confusion and a lot of not showing emotions and not being honest. So I think that it's really time, if your Divine Masculine has pulled back from you, to get out of this confused state anymore. Like, to not be in that confused state anymore and to get out of it. I feel like it is time to rise above the situation. But also ask for help in your life if you need to, especially with this darkest fears in this tower. If there are things that are really, really bad that are going on and you need to have some balance, or it's another karmic cycle that's happening, reach out and talk to people. Because with the Five of Swords and your intuition, no matter what conflict you go through, if you quiet yourself and listen to that inner voice that is always, always, always there, you're going to get the answer. So really believe in yourself right now and know that you are not alone. Not alone. So that's really all I'm getting. I hope you guys are having a really wonderful week. Again, thank you so much for your patience with everything. And if you want to order a personal reading, fearlessintuition.net. That is showing up at the bottom here of the screen. And I believe that's all I have for you guys. I love you so much. I will be back for the Divine Masculine reading and all the other September readings. Bye.